Hey everybody, happy Friday and welcome to the final holiday challenge from us to you. I'm Kathleen and this is my friend Erica. Welcome back, Erica.
Hi, thanks.
Yeah, chat, if you are new to the challenge, make sure you say hello in chat. Let us see ya and say hello to you. Real quick, like I mentioned, this is the last challenge for this week before the new year. And we wanted to bring you something fun and festive. So this is our Make a Gift, Get a Gift challenge. And if we might want to pop over to Erica's screen so we can take a look at what that is. Basically, it's 4 challenges where you can make a gift for yourself. You could re-gift it to somebody else. And then once you make your gift, you could also get your gift with the sweepstakes with our friends at Poketo. So check out all of those goodies. We are giving 20 lucky viewers some Poketo goodies. Make sure you sign in on the sweepstakes. This will be closed soon. So get your name in there. There's no reason not to. This is some good stuff. Megan says, sweater game is strong. We are both rocking the comfy cozies. Awesome. So Erica, you were here yesterday, but in case anybody didn't watch the challenge, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what we're going to be doing today?
Yeah, I'm Erica and I'm a designer at Adobe, and I spend my time working on all kinds of super inspirational and fun how-tos that teach people how to use the apps. And today we are making a mood board. And the idea of this project is to sort of set intentions around what you want in the new year. Like, what do you want for yourself? What do you want for the world? And to have fun and spend some time musing on that.
Awesome. And we get to kind of get down and dirty with some craftiness too,
Yes.
right? Maybe even cut some things out with paper.
Yeah, and we can talk more about that later on. But basically, I just create all of these shapes and with paper and used Capture to grab them and turn them into vectors.
Awesome. So chat, if you want to follow along with Erica, you can get the library on this page. But if you have questions during the tutorial, feel free to put them in chat. I'll do my best to answer them.
Yeah, so in this library, we have all kinds of stuff. We have character styles, colors, and of course, all of the wonderful shapes I mentioned. Some of these are holiday related, so you could even use this for your holiday card if you wanted to. But are we ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Fire up your iPads, everybody.
Yeah, let's go. So here we are in Fresco, and I've already created a background just using the shape tool. So you just use a rectangle and fill. But something really cool and new in Fresco is that we can access our Creative Cloud library shapes that we've created with Capture. So if we just go back here, you can see that we have our libraries. And so I'll go into Discover 2021 Mood Board. And now I have all of these wonderful shapes to play with too. So
Awesome.
What I will do is make a new layer and then maybe choose my favorite shape. I think I'm going to start with this little hand because in the new year, I really want to do more volunteering and community outreach. So that's what that means to me. So we can just use these handles to position our shape. And I just have black right now. The color doesn't matter at this point. We're going to color everything in later. But working with black really helps me kind of judge the composition overall. So I'll just tap fill and pixel or vector works. I'll choose vector in this case. And we have our shape.
Cool. So it's like a little stamp.
Exactly. So I'm just going to start creating more layers, choosing more shapes. I want to spend more time in the sunshine this year. I didn't do a lot of that this year.
Me too.
Fill, vector. You just keep going until your page is full. And if you don't have a ton of time, just make the shapes bigger.
There you go. And chat, if you have any ideas for the shapes that you would want to put in your 2021 mood board, what are your intentions? What are your goals? I think when Erica was asking me to add shapes, I thought of maybe like a star because I want some big goals for 2021, reach for the stars, you know?
You have a star
yeah.
somewhere.
A couple of stars, I think.
Couple stars. Yeah, we are very celestial on this mood board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
so let us know in chat what your mood is. What are your aspirations?
So you can spend all day arranging these, but I'm going to show you how to group them once you've got all of your shapes in line. So I tap on this More button, choose Select Multiple, and then just tap on all the things that I want to group and tap this little file icon. And that'll make them really easy to work with once we start moving into the next steps. Okay, so I'll just hide this and whip out my own arrangement of things. These are some of the things I'm going for in 2021. And now we can start coloring them. So I'm just going to create a new layer, choose a color, and again, I have all of these awesome color themes in my library. And I'm just going to flood this with color using the fill tool. And again, I'll choose pixel this time. So this obviously isn't what we want, but if we just simply tap this icon over here, it'll clip it to the shapes below. And that's just a really easy way to color everything at once.
Cool.
And from here, I'm going to go into my lasso, and then I can start selecting shapes that I want to be different colors. It's pretty simple. So I'll just draw a rough line around a few shapes, and it doesn't need to be super neat. That's a wobbly line. And then choose a new color and tap on these shapes.
Oh, so you're just going to fill them?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually filling the colorful layer, so they're still black and white underneath. But this is a nice way to work your whole image at one time.
Awesome. We have some shapes in the chat. Kendall is going to add a little doggo and a little cat silhouette. Maybe Kendall's aspiring to be a pet parent. Miley wants some airplanes inspired from yesterday's challenge. Stefan obviously wants a disco ball to get out there dancing again.
He's a dancing fiend.
Yes. Stefan, I'd be interested to know what else you want on your mood board. I'm going to guess some cool cocktails as well. It's quite the mixologist.
I don't know how I didn't think to put pets on these. I think I might have to add those to the library after the fact.
Yeah, little friend.
Yeah, I really want one.
Oh.
Okay, so again, I could spend all day doing this, but I have one prepared. So I'll just move that up. It's clipped. Here we go.
Oh, love that palette.
Yeah, me too. It's festive, but it's not quite holiday. I like it too. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is start applying texture to this. So I'll create a new layer, and I really love using the watercolor wet spatter brush. And you can see I've already done a little bit of it here, but I think I'll go in with my eyedropper and choose this white or this background color. Go back to my brush, and I think I'll make it pretty big. And then I can just, scribble on top of my artwork. Cool. And this is just to give more visual interest to my flat shapes.
Yeah, and help them kind of meld with the background a little bit better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to answer a question in chat real quick. Viola was wondering, how did you add the rectangle in the background? And that's just with the shapes tool.
Yeah, I'm happy to show that real fast if we want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Let's see. Hide all these. Create a new layer. Go into my shapes. Back here in basic shapes. And choose square. And mine's rotated since I've been playing with all those other shapes. But you get the idea. You can just scale it up, use the handles, and then fill exactly the same way that you did with the capture shapes.
Awesome.
Okay. Turn everything back on.
Good thing you're so organized.
Well, looks organized at least. Okay, that's feeling pretty good to me. What do you think? Should we add some more texture with other brushes?
I think definitely.
Okay.
Let's get in there.
My other favorite brushes and the pixel brushes are the rakes. They're just so juicy and fun to play with. So I think I'll choose the rake gaps. And again, all of these layers should be clipped to that original shape layer. So you can see they all have these little arrows next to them. And that will confine everything you draw to those shapes. And I'm not going to be too fussy about this. I'm just going to go for it. I can always erase if I want to, if I spill into other shapes. Or if you're being really precise, you can use the same selection technique to confine the stuff that you're drawing to a certain shape.
I love how so many of the pixel brushes and obviously the live brushes just bring that traditional element to digital. Like those rakes are so textural and juicy, like you said.
They're pretty convincing.
Yeah.
And if you play with the parameters of the brush, you can make them do really fun things. Another tip I really like is holding the touch shortcut, and you can use the same brush that you have as an eraser.
Yes.
It's very nifty.
I do that all the time.
Where else? I think that's actually, I'll add some more on this little equality sign.
Cool. I dig it. I love the contrasting colors you're using too, like the navy with the pink and the orange with the raspberry, would you say?
Yeah, raspberry is a good way of putting it. I also like working with a limited palette just because I could get really distracted by trying to, use unique colors for everything. And so it just kind of helps unify the composition and keep me focused on unifying everything.
Nice. How did you come up with these palettes? There's a bunch of them in the library.
I was looking at color trends. I also have been really into risograph lately. So there's even a pink and green one that's sort of like a holiday take on, or a risograph take on holiday. That's not quite so like straight up red and green, which I actually really don't like that color combination personally.
The red and green?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Illustrator tutorial we made last year around Christmas time. I think it was like borderline screen printy with the pine leaves. You remember that?
Right. Yeah.
Same color palette.
Feels like ancient history.
Yeah. With this time dilation, it was ancient history.
But that's a great tutorial to go check out if you're looking for other ways to make holiday cards, for sure. Okay. What else do we need? I think we need some line work in here.
Cool. Add a little form to our function.
Exactly. Because some of these shapes don't look like what I think they are in my mind's eye. Like, if anyone can guess what this is going to be,
I know what it is.
If you peeked at the tutorial, you'll know, but
no, just knowing you, I think I know.
What do you think it is?
I think it's a little slice of watermelon.
Oh, it should be. Maybe I'll draw it that way this time. Okay, what am I doing? I am doing line work. So I'm gonna take blue, and for line work, I don't know what. I think we all have favorite brushes that we go to. But my favorite is in the dry media, and it's the Conti crayon.
Oh, nice.
It's just so good.
Let's get a little zoom in on that texture.
Yeah. It's yummy. Okay. Yeah. And I also just love actually using real Conti crayon. That waxy feeling is just so nice.
I was going to ask if you had ever used it for real.
I have. I think drawing 101 class. I probably
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start drawing in details. It's not a watermelon.
What is
it? Who knows?
Kindle also says it's very on brand for Erica to have a watermelon slice.
It's true. So when my mom was pregnant with me, all she ate was watermelon and fillet of fishes. So that's what I'm made of.
That's what I'm made of. That's your composition.
I mean, it feels right.
Yeah, where's your little fish fritter?
I have to add one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. This is a pencil, in case that wasn't clear.
Nice. Is that like I want to write more, I want to draw more, create more?
Yeah, it's kind of all of that.
All of the above. Carrie says, never used Fresco. My iPad won't support it. Darn, Carrie, if you want to follow along with us just by hand with construction paper, that's how Erica made the shapes. And if you have an iPad, you can, or not an iPad, obviously, you can use your iPhone to use Fresco as well. This is like the perfect, actually, iPhone tutorial because you're not really doing a lot of detailed drawing, more just texturing.
Totally.
Gus says filet of fish. Yep. Yeah. Gus says filet of fish is all he eats as well.
Is that true?
We have made fish sandwiches quite often these days
Wow.
from Buckeye Lake.
Oh, like fresh fish sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
It's so lucky to have fishermen in my life.
Agreed.
Let's see. Oh, one thing I have a very shaky hand. It's just kind of a Larson thing. So I like to turn the smoothing all the way up so that my lines don't look um, wobbly in a bad way. Sometimes wobbly lines can be great, but I have a very shaky hand.
Nice. It works super well in fresco, especially with these kind of more simpler workflows.
Totally. I love it. It's really good for lettering too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to know what this is.
What is it?
What is
it? It's twofers.
I want to laugh a lot next year.
Oh, I love that. I like the simplification too.
Maybe something like that. This is the fun part. I think this is the most fun of the whole project is drawing in the lines.
Right, like that circle could be anything. It looks like a blueberry. It could be a starburst. It could be a smiley face.
Exactly. Have fun with that circle.
Truly. Dorina says, I love these textures. Me too, Dorina.
You inspired me with your star idea.
Me?
Yeah. That's why
have
it's
stars. Here. Thank you.
Let's see. What am I forgetting? 46. Let's see. Oh, maybe a center in the flower?
I dig it.
That's looking pretty good to me.
Is that book comics or is it real books?
It's both.
Ooh.
And comics are real books, Kathleen.
It was a trap. Testing you.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot this year, and it's just so relaxing, and I'm learning all kinds of new things. I learned a little bit about physics even, which is like nowhere near my realm of understanding, and still isn't, but I'm trying.
Yeah, you tried. So what's your genre of choice this year?
Oh, definitely fiction. And something I've been reading a ton of dystopian fiction in particular, which somehow makes me, you'd think it would have the opposite effect, but it really makes me feel better about the things that are going on somehow, like living in a fictional world. Okay. I think this needs one more thing. And I can't tell you how excited I am that this is here in Fresco now, which is text. We've all been waiting for it. It's so exciting. I hope you all are excited as I am about this.
Yeah, chat, did you even know that you could add text in your beautiful illustrations?
And not just any text. It's not just like 6 or 7 fonts. It's all of Adobe fonts. All of your favorites are in there. So what I'm going to do is choose the type tool and tap and drag to make some placeholder text. Straighten that out for you all. And then there's this little keyboard icon down here at the bottom. And I'll do my best to type this. Everything we want is my message, but maybe you would say something else like dreams or aspirations. And then they have this handy little style text button here that'll get you right into the properties of that layer.
Cool.
And I'm not really, this text I think needs a little bit more personality. So I'm going to go in here, and I happen to really like this font Arborea. I think it's really, first I have to drag to select everything. But then I'll apply this recent font Arborea, and it's just friendly and chunky, and I think it coordinates well with the shapes.
Agreed. Even the numerals that you cut out kind of feel Arborea-esque.
Oh, that's good. I struggled with those.
They look great.
And nobody asked me to make a whole alphabet because that's not happening.
Do it yourself.
So if I just tap and drag here, I can really easily manipulate the leading between letters. And I can't tell you how excited I was to know that I have so much control over this type. It's really exciting.
That's awesome.
And I think, go ahead.
I was just going to say, chat, if you didn't know, Erica is quite the type master.
Oh,
so
I wouldn't go that far.
I would. You are learning from the best. Yeah. You live in letters, as they say.
You get me, Kathleen. Mm-hmm. Okay. That looks really good to me. I can't believe that we managed to get here in 15 minutes.
Yeah, you really rocked it out. And if you wanted to, you could change the text color, you could texture it yourself.
You would do it exactly the same way using that clipping mask.
Awesome. So what do you see the output of this being? Is it a digital print? Are you printing it out on paper?
In this case, I used dimensions for a postcard because my intention was to send this out in the new year. We'll see if that happens, but I think this would also make a really good wallpaper for your phone or for your computer, just so that you see it all the time and are reminded of all the things that you hope for. And maybe like having them around all the time will actually encourage you to follow through on them.
Yeah, when we were ideating for these tutorials, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to make like a monthly calendar and you just make new shapes every single month? That'd be such a good practice. It would keep you kind of accountable for making something creative.
Yeah, my friend Hidea had a great idea to make sort of an advent calendar style thing where every maybe week you do a new activity to follow through on these goals. So I think that's a wonderful idea.
I love that. We have just a couple minutes left. So if you wanted to show anything else before we say goodbye for the year.
So like I said before, I also added some holiday type shapes, and I just want to show you what's possible with those. Using exactly the same technique, you can make a really adorable holiday card. Mine happens to be Christmas, but you can also see that in this case, I drew outside of the shapes. So you don't feel free to do that too. You can see that those circles turned into holiday ornaments, and I added some little sparkles and snowflakes to help me fill in the extra space here.
Awesome. And the lettering you did you do that with the smoothing on your brush?
Oh yeah, big time.
It looks great. I love it.
So fun to do lettering in fresco.
Awesome.
And if you only have a few minutes to work, you can also just use one shape. Like send a simple message with just one powerful shape. I think I'm going to make some more of these.
I love that. It's a great palette too. You're always good at tweaking the traditional palettes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So chat, if you want to share your work with us, make sure you tag Adobe Make a Gift as the hashtag that you use. You can also post it in the Illustrator or Photoshop Discord. Make sure you get that Poketo sweepstakes under your belt so you can sign up for that. And make sure to follow Erica on Instagram and me as well, because we're going to miss you until the new year. It's going to be a happy holiday, but a sad holiday without you guys. So, yeah. Chat, if you want to stick around, you can do so. But Erica, is there anything you want to say to the viewers before we sign off for the holiday challenge for the year?
I just hope you all have a wonderful new year, and I can't wait to see what you make.
Yeah, please tag us on social. We want to see it. We'll miss you. Thanks for being here this year, and we will see you in 2021. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
later.